take a bath, chill out, glass of wine, maybe.
Yeah, this is what we do.
Just nice, mellow.
The bass line just, and then it's like, oh. Now the murder begins. Murder. That's quite the
of Schleipner.
It's quite the turn. Quite the turn indeed.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say these dudes are heathens. You name your band after Odin's horse. All right.
There ain't a whole lot of bands that love Jesus Christ that sound like that. I'm just saying.
No, really. You can go back. I'll compare these assholes up head-to-head against Stryper any day.
Yeah. God, even Stryper's just kind of like, what, hard rock maybe?
Well, yeah, and then it turns out, and then they said in an interview, it's like, oh, yeah, well, the whole Christian thing's kind of a shtick. And then immediately all their fan base, all like 8 people, got really angry. And I thought, well, that's it. We'll never hear from them again. And
it's just both their family members and shit.
And then 3 years ago, all of a sudden, it's like fucking, who was it? It was somebody that had played the Clovis Music Festival, and they were touring with them after they'd played Clovis.
Wow.
Yeah. What? Stryper? What?
Who is there demand for Stryper?
No, there wasn't in the '80s. There's not now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it really didn't seem to be the case. Nah. Stryper is known for people that enjoy good music for being a bad band, and people that enjoy bad music for being a great band.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you have to have Stryper in order to make your way to Creed, though, right?
Well, I don't know. Mark Tremonti actually is a pretty good guitar player.
Mark Tremonti's the only thing going for that.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of that band, Scott Staff included, is just fucking, you could go to a vending machine and get anything just like them right out of there.
Dumpster Fire.
The old Dumpster Fire band.
Yeah.
Fucking Scott Staff, speaking of him, speaking of Creed, sang at a Predators game. Sang a Creed song.
No shit.
Yeah, it was like, fuck the national anthem. Can you take me higher?
Shit.
And I bring that up because now I get to segue into this. Fucking Game 7 tonight. Minnesota Wild, Vegas Knights. Fucking went up 1-0. I start talking shit to my friend at work.
Right.
That is a Dallas Stars fan who are not in the postseason.
Right.
And all of a sudden drop 3 in a row, dude.
Oh, just like as only really Minnesota can do.
But after that, rallied to tie it up.
Going to be interesting. That's tonight?
That's tonight.
All right. I don't know. Tomorrow opens up.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is the series that opens with the Bruins and Islanders. And I'm rooting for the Islanders solely just to make a lot of Boston sports fans angry.
Yeah, I don't want to hear Dana White say stuff, you know?
That's not necessarily the guy. It's a bald fellow, but, from Boston. But Bill Burr is so wrapped up in his
I forgot
bullshit.
about that guy, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Red Sox, Celtics, Bruins, Patriots do no wrong. Ever.
No, fuck that. So. They rarely do right either, but, whatever.
Yeah.
Tater totter.
Right? Oh, yeah, and then they still root for, Tom Brady. It's like, you do know that guy is playing for a team in Florida, right?
It's like you're such a hardcore fucking fan. You know there are rules to being a fan of a sport, right?
They're not, actually. They're actually not.
Fucking honkies.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Boston sports fan, man, right there with the New York sports fan, really.
Sure.
If you're trying to find some of the biggest assholes in sports, you got to look at a bubble of about 200 miles, right?
That sounds about right. Yeah. Gosh. Bubble shouldn't have to be that big.
Nah.
There shouldn't be that many assholes.
There are. It is. And it's all from Boston to New York. The Connecticut fuckers, right?
That's right. Oh, man. Yeah,
one side of Connecticut is like, oh, well, it's like the bedroom community for Boston. The other side, oh, it's for the bedroom community for the, the people on the street. And I'm talking Wall Street. Yeah, so they're basically just they're a state that people just live in, right?
I'm surprised Vince McMahon just doesn't buy that entire state, make it his.
Yeah,
McMahon land.
Ooh, don't tempt him.
Hey,
that could happen.
Dude's rich and old enough; he could pull it off.
Yeah, I think one of my brothers was like the only person I knew that actually lived and worked in Connecticut. So,
jeez, wow, yeah.
Because everybody else, like, they all work in, like, Boston or New York, but they all, you know,
commute.
But they live in Connecticut, you know, because you got to get your driver, so that way you can get a couple extra winks in the morning, right?
Extra hour you can get on the ride to work.
Yeah.
It's the way to be.
It's the Mead Metal MMA podcast. Get together once when we feel like it, actually. Talk about issues of the day, things going on. Big breaking news here, and that's only because I have an Instagram account. Have you? What are your thoughts on Lady Gaga?
I understand what it is that people really enjoy about her.
I don't think you do, because there's something I really enjoy about her.
She been posting nudes?
No, nothing that cool. Close though, kind of. Well, in a way. Hold on. She did kind of like some photo shoot stuff today.
Okay.
It was picked up by Vogue or somebody. I don't know. There we go. Hey, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts now?
Huh.
She's got kind of a big backyard, yeah?
Okay, that actually makes it look a little more legitimate. That is a round ass.
That's a very round ass.
This is a continuation of the conversation we had from 2 weeks ago.
All things ass related, right?
That's right. This is just an update. Lady Gaga got one.
She sure does.
And I mean that's nice. That is a nice ass.
So
congratulations, Lady Gaga. You have a nice ass.
I kind of stumbled on that about an hour ago, and I was, whoa.
Isn't it funny to think that people thought she had a dick?
Yeah, because there's no dick on that.
I don't know. I mean, that'd be millions of dollars of plastic surgery to make any ass look like that.
Yeah, no.
And not make it look like you paid to get it that way.
Because isn't that the thing? That's what the ladies try to do. They want a great big old ass and a tiny little waist. So they go out and eat a whole bunch of nonsense, right?
Chinese food primarily.
Gives them a weird pockmarked ass.
Yeah.
So the only right way to do it is either have good genetics or go out and spend some money, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Stay away from the dairy. Yeah, I think we could all agree on that.
It curdles your milk.
Yeah.
It curdles the milk.
And it certainly does some odd things to your gluteus maximus. So.
Yeah. I don't remember it used to be like no ass was the thing.
Yeah.
You didn't want an ass.
Yeah, well, and then I think rappers, is that where we're at? It's like,
if we're going
you gotta have that big round ass, right?
Well, Mix-a-Lot fucking sang the praises of a healthy rump back in about 1991? 90? It was the 90s. Super early 90s.
Pre-94, that's all I can guarantee there. Because that shit was on the radio when I was in California.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think, like, was it J-Lo that really, like, started making it okay for ladies to have the bootylicious?
Maybe. But I think that you can blame the Kardashians for the next logical step, which was to get ass implants, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, fucking life implants.
Yeah, that's. I love a family that really only got famous because they really took a lot of dick, right?
And then took it away.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you're talking about the matriarch, right? It's like, sorry, Bruce.
Everything here is dick related. That's a shock.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get right into it and go to the LJ say. Oh wait, that's sorry, bro.
I called all the hospitals in Clovis. I couldn't find him at any of them.
Well, he'd sent me a message last week. Said, "Hey, podcast next week, right?" And I said, "Yes, sir." There it is.
He might be rocking the whole out of town scene.
Could be because it is Memorial Day weekend, and that dude too. When he had messaged me, it was he was rocking his second COVID shot, which is, as most of us know, is kind of a bitch.
Can be, for sure. Unless you get lucky and it's just relatively fucking... My grandmother had a breeze with hers.
If you don't have a very good immune system, it's actually not that bad. If you have a huge immune reaction, it's because your immune system's fucking rocking.
Wouldn't that also mean you had the potential that maybe you had it as well?
No, that's a whole different fucking thing. I thought the same thing. It turns out, no, you can have the antibodies present. Actually, for anything else, if you have had it before, actually you should have a lessened reaction.
Yeah, because really you're just putting more shit in there that's, well, not the exact same thing.
No, it's not a live virus or anything like that. I mean,
right.
It's a messenger RNA sequence that kind of gets in there and tells your body, hey, by the way, this shit, you need to have a reaction to it. you know. And so if you have a healthy, robust immune system, it'll have a reaction.
Right.
So no, the elderly don't get the reactions nearly as bad as the younger population, based on that, because the elderly don't have great immune systems.
That's funny. We did all the old folks first. I was like, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Get down to the more youthful generations. Like, this shit blows, man.
This sucks. The hell's this?
Meanwhile, they're fucking off pounding dick and just eating minge.
The elderly? Yeah.
Without masks, because they got it first. They're the ones getting out to get partied and fuckered up, bud.
So I went a week ago Monday. It was the first time I'd walked into Walmart not wearing a mask because I'm vaccinated. CDC said, yeah, you don't have to at a store. I love the way that assholes a year ago were like, I ain't wearing no mask, and if they ever come up with a vaccine, I ain't getting it. You can't tell me what to do. Personal freedom, bro. Yay, go Trump. Well, you know, while
that was like quote, end quote as well.
While a year ago, all these assholes, you know, on the other side of the spectrum were like, no, man, trust the science, trust the science, trust the science. Now the science says, yeah, well, if you're fully vaccinated and you've it's been at least 3 weeks since you've had the second one, that means you're now immune. So, yeah, you don't have to wear that mask in situations. So now those people are all pissed off, like, no, we're going to wear a mask until 2025.
But you said.
And then people on the other side are saying that were saying no masks last year now. They're saying, hey, trust the science, bro. It's just, I think if you go all in on anything, you deserve everything you get. I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to go all in on anything, but if you don't own it when it fucks and just like skip on to the next thing, then you're a cunt.
Yeah. So now I'm to that point. I'm going into Walmart. I just don't wear a mask. But going in that first time without one felt just as fucking weird as 1 year ago walking in with one.
Oh man, I can't.
But I've been in there like 3 times now since a week ago Monday. So clearly my shopping habits necessitate me to walk in that fucking hideous cathedral of capitalism about every 4 days.
Jeez. Yeah, that's
I'm throwing down a lot of fresh produce and shit don't last more than a few days, right?
necessary evil of the realm.
Got to keep them limes and tomatoes on hand, man, for some Thai fried rice.
Absolutely. It's been a while since we had that over here as well.
Yeah. So we've got so no LJ this week. Let's get the Mead update. We'll hit the metal update, hit the UFC update, and then we're going to commence to drinking because it's a long weekend. And much as I like hanging out with some of you assholes, we don't need to spend an hour and 20 minutes.
It's very true. There ain't no fights.
No, nothing. I mean, when it came down to it, we should have probably done one last week.
Yeah, but then we would have done 3 in a row, and then that goes back to us doing it every week.
Yeah, it starts feeling like a job.
It's true.
So the Mead update for the week is the same as it's always been, is that we've yet to move 5 gallons that we keep saying we're going back at least a month ago. That shit sat on the lees for a very long time. I'm going to be kind of curious to see what kind of a flavor it's got. I bet it's pretty fucking doughy.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be all right.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it starts going in that barrel, a different flavor is going to come in and overtake it immediately.
Right. I do know at some point, it's only been a few batches, so probably about another 7 batches through that barrel, and I'm going to need to go through and repurge that barrel.
Yeah.
Which means then it's going to fucking leak like a sieve again, and I'm going to have to work on all that, but maybe not. Maybe through its time of sitting up there and nobody trying to lift it over their head, acting like some kind of asshole, I think it might snap right back, maybe, but we'll see. But you don't want to have a huge collection of lees and dead yeast and remnant sugars just hanging out in the bottom. Makes for a great sealer in a wooden barrel, but it's less than ideal on the flavor inputs.
Yeah, and that's really what we're after.
Right. So I feel that's probably good enough for the Mead update because we're just not that busy, mainly because I think when we started this shit like 6 years ago, which that's how long it's been now.
Wow.
But I think it was a real novelty for a lot of our friends. I think we're down to it now where I think Ruben is about the only one that's still rocking and rolling the Mead all the time.
Yeah. Well, he's a fan of all natural ingredients.
Right.
Fucking kissed by the balls of Odin himself.
A little ball kissing going on.
That's right. Extra sweat.
But it is that's what it is. I think we're good for now. We do need to move that shit this weekend, whether it be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It doesn't matter. But yeah, we'll get that shit moved around. Get it moved into some 1 gallons, and that way we can get back to work being a weird mad scientist. So
yeah, there's always fun to be had creating new batches.
So to the metal side, and well, I'm unfortunately putting it all into your lap this week. I do know Flight of Sleipnir was that's a release today. That's one of the very few Doom releases.
Yeah, and
I don't know what the hell is up, because lately, you go back a year ago, shit, for a few years, probably a solid 1/3 to 1/2 of all releases seem to be doom metal, stoner metal, shoegazing, all that,
right.
All this shit that's really basically the same, right? But all of it basically, I like to think of it all basically as all under the umbrella of doom metal. Man, you get into year 2021, there are not a lot of doom metal releases. Oddly, a hell of a lot of power metal releases.
Yeah, it's really taken a turn. People want that positive, because whenever I hear power metal, I always think of like training montages.
Good battle music, right?
Occasionally. Not my kind of battle.
That gets old after, 10 minutes. Like, all right, I think I'm good.
Yeah. Like if I'm LARPing, sure. If I'm actually trying to battle, though, I'm not listening to Glory Hammer. I just can't do it.
Right.
It's a tough thing to do. Funny thing is, I haven't really followed any of the music that came out this week. I've been more infatuated with the stories of the realm.
Let's I'll give you the honors. Let's get right into it, man. One of the best metal bass players of all time is not, and founder of one of the biggest metal bands of all time, is no longer in that band.
Yep. And I don't think Dave Mustaine's that broken up about it.
Dave Ellefson got shown the door by Megadeth, a band he helped found, and I like Ellefson. The problem is this: he's about the only guy in Megadeth I like.
Yeah.
And well, now he's not in Megadeth. And how weird is cancel culture getting now? Where I firmly believe, and I could be wrong, but I firmly think that Dave Mustaine's had some issues with Ellefson over the years anyway.
Yeah.
And was looking for an opportunity to get that guy out of the band. And Dave Mustaine is using cancel culture to get rid of fucking Ellefson.
Gosh. Well, that's really the thing these days, man. It's like people that aren't really working out or not a big fan of one another, they just wait for that moment where a fair group of people might be pissed off. That's a funny thing. No one really talking shit about Dave Ellefson at all.
None.
Except Megadeth.
Right. So the backstory, and correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, and that is, so Dave Ellefson, who's apparently like a fairly religious guy, right?
Lutheran priest.
Married. All right, cool. Well, went out and hooked up with a fan, I guess, of sorts, I guess.
They're like video chats, bro.
Yeah. And
you always want to keep that shit on the internet.
And apparently, somebody went and released the video. Which how did a third party get their hands on the video anyway? Is kind of my question. But
I don't know. Apparently, Ellefson's going to be looking into like revenge porn charges
against that chick.
Against somebody.
Okay, because that chick was like really, really forthcoming. Like, hey, no, I was not underage. We're both consenting adults. We're doing all this, and basically, I don't know, the same shit your neighbors are doing, probably. Yep. You know.
There's only, and I mean, it's not even really that big of a red flag, but the fact that in the text, it's like everything a man will say to cover up an affair. Like, hey, if anybody asks you about this, bro, we're just real good friends, right?
Right, yep.
So what would stop him and be like, okay, look, here's what we need to do. But again, there's, I don't know, for the lack of outrage rather, in the community, and just like him being out of job, it's weird. It feels like the true winner here is Dave Mustaine for getting his way, getting what he wants.
And if his goal was to get Dave Ellefson out of the band, well, here we are, which I think is okay, because I think Ellefson's going to go on and do other cool things.
Yeah, because really, I don't think now. I mean, he might get a divorce. I don't know what the Lutheran faith feels about fucking
Maybe.
infidelity.
I'm sure it's frowned upon, right? But again, that starts to cut to the core of like, there's some more of your business, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, fuck, man.
I mean, the dude's fucking clearly, you got to assume Glenn Danzig has done shit 10 times worse than this, right?
Sure. Well, shit, Marilyn Manson has fucking arrest warrants out for him for horrible things he's done to women.
Yeah.
Horrible things.
Right?
That people are so shocked now. I'm like, did you fuckers not read that book he put out about 23 years ago?
I mean, so it's
right.
the weird like look at what Dave Ellefson's done, and again I can't find anything bad really levied against the guy outside of some fans that are upset or whatever, but it looks more and more like it's like, oh, fucking Megadeth's finally we can get this asshole out of here.
Yeah. Well, really, I mean, Megadeth now is going to go back to what it was back in like 2006.
Oh, shitty. Oh,
when I saw them when they were touring on the Greatest Hits album.
So they're touring with Lamb of God, which I had some passing interest in, but now that Dave Ellefson's not with Megadeth, I'm out. I'm done.
It's great how like it's the main and co-main, and now both these bands have shit out like a band member in the past year and a half.
Yeah, because Lamb of God got
rid of Chris Adler.
Yeah.
Got rid of their drummer. And actually, now I gotta verify this, but I think he is currently the drummer of Megadeth.
Steven Adler?
No, Chris Adler.
Oh, Chris
Not
Adler.
Steven Adler.
I was like, what the fuck?
No, the former drummer of Lamb of God is now the current member of fucking Megadeth, who's now the main bill where Lamb of God's a co-main. I know neither of them give a shit about that, but the irony isn't lost to me.
I think it'd be hilarious if Lamb of God went out and picked up Dave Ellefson, right?
Ooh.
Because then what do you do?
Gosh, I think you just called a day after that. Gosh. Yeah, I think it's funny when shit like that happens, you know?
A little bizarre. But literally, Ellefson's like, the dude is my favorite fucking metal bass player of all time out there. And, I mean, I put him right neck and neck and maybe just a hair above Steve Harris.
Yeah, I agree.
And, it just feels like he's getting done kind of shitty here.
Oh, no, absolutely. That's the drawback to this current time. It's more about saving the brand than it is saving your ass.
Yeah.
And honestly, really, that fucking Betty should have been like, bro, we got your back. We got your back. Whatever happened to that shit? And then instead it's like, no, man, you're poison now. You're hot poison.
Yeah.
When you look at it, it's like,
we don't want cancel culture paying us a visit.
and you just look at the whole situation like, I don't really get that vibe, man. I really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's an ever-evolving story and situation, and more shit may come out, or this just may be it, and people just move on. I'm hoping for the latter.
Right. What else you got going on the metal side of shits for this week?
Let's see. What do we got here? What do we have?
What do we have?
You know? Oh. Now, I haven't really... This just caught my eye, so I don't really know about it, but it seems... No, it looks like just the drummer and maybe the bass player from Devin Townsend Project are in another band with a bunch of angry old dudes, it looks like, and a guy that looks like Sting with a fake mohawk.
Oh.
Okay.
Sting the wrestler or Sting the rock star?
The wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Apparently, Bruce Dickinson has not had a smartphone until just recently.
Good
Got
man.
his first one.
Yeah, still using that old flip phone. It still does wonders.
I can appreciate that. I didn't fucking get an Android until like 2000. Shit, I think when I started hanging out with you.
Yeah, man. I there are times I kind of wish I had a flip phone, but then the same assholes that bug me all the time on Messenger would just be texting me. So
yeah, and that makes me angrier.
Yeah, certain ones. But I will say this: I'll give credit to, and she hadn't been around for a while, but Silka showed me how to basically ignore people for hours.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So there's a couple of people that are on my list, and I don't see their stuff because I will put them on ignore for about 8 hours at a whack.
Wow, that's a nice fucking superpower to have.
It's done a lot of good for my mental health because there are some people if you feel the need to send me more than a dozen messages in a day, and it's nothing of substance, really all you're doing at that point is letting me know that you don't respect my time.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm just trying to do my job, right? I mean, I do certain things that are fucking live, and here it is. And that's what I do for a living. That's what I've done for 20 fucking years,
Right.
And so for somebody that claims to be a really close friend that has to inundate me right when I'm in the middle of a shift, that fucking, it literally, it is the biggest sign of disrespect I can think of.
Absolutely, man. And disrespect of time. That's a big one.
Right.
It really is. And it should, thankfully technology has ways of, because it used to be, it's like, what, now you can see if I've even seen your fucking text yet?
Right.
Oh, that's great. Well, it's also, I now have ways of shutting you the fuck up, too.
I've also got means for you to, go, oh, this guy hadn't seen this, and I sent it 6 hours ago, which I can appreciate.
Yeah, same.
We got a pretty serious fucking storm getting ready to come rambling on through.
Fact.
I would propose we kind of keep her a little short this time around, which might go down as one of the shortest ones we've done in a long time. But let's get into the MMA portion, unless there are some more metal things you're kind of want to
really
cover. There is no card this weekend.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Which is really bizarre, considering how much the UFC usually loves to throw them on Sundays before a national holiday.
Right. Yeah, usually gets their little dingus real hard.
Yeah, well, pre-pandemic times, you get venues cheap as shit that way. Well, Dana White's basically got the Apex Center, so they don't really have to worry about venue fees and shit. And who knows, maybe they had rented out the Apex to something else. What? I don't know. I don't even know if that's a thing, but it is weird, though, that there is no card this weekend, ahead of a big national holiday. So
it is strange.
So with that in mind, last week was a lackluster card except for the main event. Main event was all right because you had Rod Font fighting Cody Garbrandt, which is kind of one. It's like, oh, those are two guys that really, really like to strike. What to make of this? Turns out, Cody Garbrandt, he likes to strike, but man, if he's eating jabs all day, his striking game just goes to shit.
Yeah, if he's getting them off second. Well, I mean, anybody getting him off site, but rarely. Cody Garbrandt's a fast motherfucker.
Yeah.
Rob Font just, maybe just as fast, but accurate.
Yeah,
That's the only thing Cody Garbrandt really had an issue with was accuracy in that fight.
I'd have to go all the way back. The only current fighter on the roster right now that I think is as accurate as Rob Font with those fucking jabs is probably Israel Adesanya and Nick Diaz.
Yeah.
Two guys with really accurate jabs. But so with that being the case, I don't know, man. I think Garbrandt is probably around. I'm sure the guy's got at least another 3-4 fights in him, but it ain't looking good, though.
No, it's not. But hey, he'll be around for a while.
Well, a durable guy at 135. Now, how durable is he? I don't know. I mean, that guy has eaten some shots in his career. That chin might be a little questionable. But it's not questionable is that he still throws with a lot of power down there at the 135 division.
Right. No, I agree. It'll be interesting, but I think he'll stick around. Maybe he'll drop down to flyweight. Who knows?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man, we're starting to get the hail, which usually precedes a power outage.
Great.
So let's go ahead and wrap her up for this week, unless there's anything profound that you've got for.
Let's hit it.
Yeah,
let's hit it in case we got to quit it.
Yeah, you bet. There'd be nothing to launch us both into a rage fucking quicker than losing what we have done already.
Yeah,
so,
no shit.
With that being the case. Yeah, we'll pick up again. I don't know, next week after, we'll figure it out.
Next one, we'll do better, we promise.
We promise. We won't just hire it done.
That's right.
Ooh, is that an option?
Ooh, man, we got to look into that.
Hey, everybody, enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Sorry for the short one this time around, as I always tell the ladies.
I don't tell them nothing.
But anyway, that's it for us. We'll pick up either next week after, and hopefully be right back at to normal again with LJ and all the fun stuff. So See you heathens next time round.
Let's go get it done.